not know is both fighters agreed to, and they didn't need to, but both the fighters agreed to and had valid testing to make sure that there were no substances that they've taken for enhancement. And that's a real honor when you look at the performance that there was performed in that ring tonight. And you see true heart, grit, and determination that took place. And I'm pleased to be associated with the sport for the guys that are in the ring. Sometimes it's really disappointing, though, for things that happen outside the ring. And, you know, look, you're the press. You guys have the power of the pen. You know what happened out there tonight in terms of the fight itself and what happened in that ring. And just use your eyes and use your pen. We have a great sport. I love the sport. It's a great night because of what happened in that ring. And it shows how great our sport is. Steve?
Joe, just a question. I know that you guys have a chance sometimes to review the judges beforehand. In looking back, I don't think it's a second guess, but did you have any concerns about any of the three judges coming into the fight?
I mean, I don't want to address specific concerns with respect to the judges. Obviously, look, you have your concerns. I'm going to have. I mean, I saw a scoring recently in the Chris Algieri fight with Amir Khan on one of those judges that I thought was lopsided. And, you know, a lot of people look at a fight and say, well, it's a unanimous decision. They could all be wrong unanimously, but not only that, when you look at a fight and say the fight should be 97, 93 maybe, then you look at it and say it's 96, 94. We're talking about a tremendous swing. We're talking about a 6-round swing. When you look at other fights and you see a scoring take place and you say, you know what, the guy won by unanimous decision and it scores by 1 point, and somebody's got it by 4 points, 5 points, 6 points. Something's wrong there. And I'm not saying that something's wrong from a standpoint of intentional. Maybe it's not intentional. I don't know. Maybe they're swayed or have a certain expectation going into a fight and it sways their judging. But in any event, we as a sport need to address that. We need to look at what's going on. We need to rate judges. They should be rated. Every other sport does it. So when you're in a fight, you're in a premium network of HBO, we should have the best judges that are available. Yes?
Hey, Joe, congratulations on the fight, great fight. What took so long for the guy like Gonzalez to make it to the big league?
Well, look, you know, that's, first off, I mean, he's got 16 fights. Now this is his 17th fight. He's in the big leagues. And, you know, he is an example of why this sport is so great. Because in this sport, you have a man who came from Cuba, took a speedboat across to get to Mexico. So you can come to the United States, the land of opportunity. Went in Mexico, across the border, came to the United States, went to a Cuban community in Miami, met people that ultimately have been working with him, taking care of him. Mike Lusberg, George, Perez. I mean, these are people that put their heart and soul into him the way that Unieski put his heart and soul into the sport. And like this great sport that we have, tonight, he goes out there and performs with all his heart. And, you know, that's really the thing to look at for him, the determination, the grit, and the warrior nature of it, and for boxing. And I think it's a great story for boxing. You know, we really have a great story tonight. The way he came and where he came from and the way he performed tonight, how he got hit on the chin and fought back the whole way through. It's a great story. It's also a story of other things we need to do to ensure that when a guy fights like that and wins the way he won in the ring, that it carries out by the judges. But I'm fortunate and I'm glad that the response that I've been seeing all over the world, from Canada to the US to Cuba to all over the world, has been unanimous. The only thing is that it's unanimously different from what the judges scored.
When you heard the scores, were you absolutely certain that you would won the fight? Because it was a unanimous decision.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he feel he won the fight.
Si la decisión hubiese sido un 3-2 o dividida, pensaba que era para él, cuando dijeron o nada, pensé que era para él.
When he heard it was a unanimous decision, he think it was for him. He was waiting maybe for a split decision, you know, maybe a split decision go to Pascal. But, you know, when he heard a unanimous decision, he say, I won the fight.
Joe, is there any chance of getting a rematch, talking Pascal in the rematch?
I mean-
We know he wants to fight Kovalev again, but
Certainly. Well, look,
certainly Yuneski deserves another shot at this.
no, I agree. Look, I mean, to be perfectly frank, I believe Yuneski deserves Kovalev. That's what I believe. But certainly, this was a thrilling fight. And Pierre Duke from Interbox and Ian Eatery, the Interbox team, Greg Leon, John Pascal's manager are all here. They're going to come up after we speak. And, you know, look, if there's an opportunity to make that fight, I guess it's something that would be explored. But obviously, we're looking to stay at this level. We're looking to stay on HBO, stay in premium boxing, and explore what the opportunities are out there. He wants to fight the best. That's what he's always wanted and always asked.
I have one other question for you, Yuneski. Was he surprised that Pascal wasn't as aggressive early on in the fight? Because he really took the fight to him in the early rounds and established himself.
No, todo el tiempo creo que yo tuve la agresividad y encontré esa pelea. Por esa razón fue. Por esa razón creo que me llevó la mano.
He says it had a lot to do with Pascal not being as aggressive as he normally is, because he had the power, he had the aggression, and he had the control. He's the reason why Pascal wasn't aggressive.
Varias veces lo vio que le hice bastante daño.
He said that in numerous times he felt that he had hurt Pascal, and Pascal visually showed it by stumbling around and falling back on the ropes.
And holding a lot.
Y dice que aguantó mucho también, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
He says,
And every time when he get hit, he grab.
Thank you.
Tiene millas.
He have experience to play game, you know, that's why he's in.
Yuneski, you know, this was obviously everyone thinks you won the fight, but this was your first time on big network television, HBO, against a former world champion. Was this another level, fighting a former world champion like Jean Pascal, or was this nothing you haven't seen before in the professionals?
dice que peleando esta pelea con un peleador como Jean Pascal, que número vez ha sido campeón mundial, un tipo tan experimentado, si para ti se le presentó como algo fuera de lo normal, o eso fue que no, eso no fue nada.
Me preparé bien, creo que el gimnasio, ¿no? Creo que el gimnasio te da la confianza de estar arriba del ring, de mostrar tu talento. Le doy las gracias a él, ¿no? Por darme la oportunidad. Creo que esta pelea me la robaron, pero no me la robaron a mí, me la robaron a mi team, que trabajamos bastante duro. Me la robaron, se la robaron a mi promotor y se la robaron al pueblo de Cuba y a mi hija. Hicieron este robo. A mí no me la robaron, yo solamente lo entregué todo.
He says the fight wasn't that big of a deal to him. He felt like what he did in the gym is what he did in the fight. He says not only did he get robbed, but his team got robbed, his managers and his promoter also got robbed, and that's what hurt him. He felt like he let them down. He says, but Pascal was nothing. He says that he got better work in the gym. He says Pascal was just a walk in the park for him. He's looking for a bigger name.
Before we take any more questions, let me just, Pierre Duke and Greg Leon from Team Pascal are here in Interbox, so if you want to come up, so this
Yeah,
way.
as soon as you gentlemen are done, we'll move over. So just finish your stuff and then we'll go.
Question, is Pascal okay?
He heard us
He heard us saying. Yes. He's okay.
Thanks for that.
Yes.
Good.
No.
Is he
he's
ready
in
for
that picture.
Gonzalez, and how
Obviously,
does he think he would do against Gonzalez? Would he be ready for that for his next fight? Gonzalez, Coke, mayonnaise, yeah, funny.
Sí, no. Creo que era pelear con peleadores, con buenos peleadores, pero creo que va a pelear al final, que le va a salir sin miedo, que se va a salir a pagar como lo hago, como lo hago.
He says it'd be great to fight Pascal. He says it'll be a great fight. He's got the power to hang with Pascal. I mean, with Kovalev, Pascal. Think about Pascal now. I'm concerned about him, of course. But he says that Kovalev would be a great fight. He's got the power to deal with Kovalev. He's got the chin to deal with Kovalev. And nobody's gone at Kovalev with the aggression, the hunger, and the need to win that he's going to go at Kovalev.
¿Qué gustaría la revancha con Pascal, verdad?
Sí, con mucho gusto. Con mucho gusto.
run a rematch with Pascal, and he says that it's up to his promoter. You'll fight whoever his promoter puts in front of him.
If there's no other questions, I'll go to Interbox and, yeah.
Well, I was wrong. We do have